Hello and welcome to Chocolate Cover Games, the monthly melt for June 2023. And our first segment, as always, is our top fives.
Yep.
For this month, I got to choose. So for this month, I went with something board game related, and that is winning conditions. What are our top five winning conditions to games that we enjoy? So since this is my list, you get to go first.
All right. My number five is identify person.
So, well, there are other games
Social deduction games
Yeah.
where you identify
I was going to say you're
killer
guess
or guess who,
Yeah.
where you identify, or I guess like mystery date.
So social deduction, guess the person.
Yes. So identify person is my number five.
Okay. My number five is Last Player Standing. These are games that are notoriously hated by the community because they have player elimination where only one player remains. These are your Monopolies, your Risk. Older games. I can't think of too many newer games that have that as a mechanic. Mainly because a lot of people don't like it.
There aren't too many.
But I like the idea of beating people down until you're the only one left. That was my number five. Last player remaining or standing, as it was called.
So my number four is accomplish a goal.
Okay.
There's a goal that's set as the win condition, and you accomplish it.
Yep.
Such as, beat the fifth boss. Think like Legendary.
Yep.
Where you have to beat, or DC Deck Builder, where you have to beat so many of the villains.
Or like Root, where each person has their own way of winning.
Yeah. So you have a goal, and when you accomplish that goal, you win the game.
Okay. My number four is multi-points. Games that give you a lot of different things to do. Like, I have, 12 radishes and 13 ducks and 100 airships. And those all count towards my final goal. Where you have to spread your game out multiple things to do. Trying to think of a good game for that. Point salad?
Yeah.
Movie.
Point salad, because you have different things like I have these many tomatoes and carrots
Yeah.
Your movie.
stuff like that. Or tapestries, a lot like that, where you have multiple lines.
Yeah.
So that was my number four multi-point.
All right. So my number three is first to a set number of points,
Okay.
where you have, 10 points you have to reach. If you're the first person to reach 10 points, you win.
Mhm.
Trying to think of game off the top of my head that has that as a win condition.
Cribbage.
Yeah.
Get to that. That's a good example. Trying to think of a newer game.
Yeah.
Space Base has that.
Yeah, where you get to a set number of points and you win.
Yeah.
So it gives you that number of points. You're the first one to get there. You win the game. Simple and easy.
Yep. My number three is a classic one now. Just plain old victory points. It doesn't matter about your sheep and your houses. If there's a game that has victory points, all the other things don't matter if you just aim for victory points.
Yeah.
So victory points. Plain and simple.
Is your number three?
Yep.
My number two. Victory points.
That's a good.
Um,
That's why people love them.
yeah, it's probably the most games have that as their win condition.
Yeah.
With the most victory points. So yeah, just because of the sheer number of games that have that as their winning condition, it's the most common. And for me, it's easy to know. Okay, I get the most points, I win. That's also like Legendary, DC Deck Builder. I'm going back to them because I love Deck Builder. Not only by beating the boss do you win as a team, but then you count up the victory points and you win individually the victory points in the cards.
Yeah. I don't know.
So that is 2.
Yeah.
If you play with
That extra condition.
With that, which we do because we're competitive.
My number 2 was mentioned earlier on your list. You gave it a different name. I just called it winning condition. Yours is like meet the objective kind of thing. So the game that has an objective.
Yeah.
Like once you've hit this objective, you've won. Like have the most blueberries in the blueberry bush, or have the most dogs in the hair salon, where there's a clear winning condition.
Yeah.
That's my number 2. Because
Okay.
everybody's working on the same
Yeah.
thing. You can kind of gauge what's going on.
So my number 1.
Mhm.
We'll see what you think about this. My number 1 is no win condition.
Games that have no ends.
So I look at this more in the party game realm.
Technically, party games do have.
They do have it in, but when is the last time we played just one and somebody won?
So your favorite winning condition is not caring about how the game is won.
Yes.
You're like, hey guys, I got this 12-hour game to play. How do you win? I'm not going to tell you because we're not going to focus on that.
Well, we have played a game where the guy didn't tell us how you won,
It's true, and it cost me.
and both of us lost because of that. But the no win condition where you just are playing for fun, such as just one. What else have we played with that? Like red flags. I mean,
Does Jenga not have one? Because the only
yeah,
person, the only person that there's one loser, everybody else wins.
Everybody else wins. But like, what is it? Red flags. If you collect 3,
And
you're the winner.
I think it's the number of people playing.
Or yeah, whatever it is.
So if
Like
there's like 5
apples to
people.
apples is the same. If you collect the proper nuts, but nobody plays to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you play until you're tired of playing. You know, again, going back to just one, I think there's a set number that if you get it, you win. But we've never ever played with that. So, just playing the game to play, and that's more of your party games.
And my number 1 is reach the goal, as in like you're physically going from point A to point B, like tortoise and the hare.
So racing games.
Yeah, where you're like, okay, I know it's gonna last from point A to point B. It's whoever gets to there.
Yeah, see, that was one of mine. Was 'cause
Like
I was thinking steampunk rally,
Yeah.
where you get to the end, but then you add like Flamme Rouge into that,
Yeah,
where yes, you could be the first one to cross the line,
Mhm.
but you may not win
it's tricky
because somebody else may cross the line and go farther.
I think that's also how it is for Jamaica, with the going around the island 3 times. It's whoever goes the furthest at the end.
So there's like sort of a secondary condition in that.
It's a lot like
Or so are you just you get to the line first, it's over?
well, that's technically the winning condition, but then they have the thing where everybody goes and it's who, even though that's stupid because no like marathon is like that. Like you just run the Boston Marathon, the guy like collapses and like 20 guys later it goes like 2 feet further. Like he won it actually. He kept going 20 feet more.
Yep.
You know, as a marathon runner, that would make me angry. As a professional marathon runner myself, that's why I don't do marathons anymore.
Yep. So you prefer the games that it's the first one who crosses wins versus who goes the farthest after the line.
Exactly, like Candyland. You know, once you get that last card, it's not like let little Billy have a chance to now beat you because you succeeded over him. It's no, you crushed little Billy.
Well, there are a lot of games that when you reach that or you cross the line, like Trouble, when you get in all your people in, or I guess that's not.
Because I would consider Trouble a race where you have 5 runners.
So when your last guy gets in,
Yeah, like a relay
you
race.
win.
Yeah.
Versus, I got all my guys in, but he got his guy in and 5 other guys in somehow.
Somehow you got additional people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was our 5s for the month of June. What's your favorite winning condition in a game? And what's your favorite game? What is its winning condition? Because you may have a favorite winning condition that doesn't go with your favorite game.
Yep. As something I don't like to do, where you always have, when you do more.
Honorable mentions?
I will say I did strike down one of Doug's honorable mention in case you want to put it down in the comments. Table flip is not a way to win a game.
Yeah.
No one wins a table flip.
Yeah, they do. The guy flipping the table because he gets his anger out.
The person that owns the table doesn't win. The person that owns the game doesn't win.
The person who flips it wins because
the person on the opposite side of the table definitely doesn't win.
Yeah, I couldn't use table flip. I couldn't use knife fight.
Rage quit.
Yeah.
Though many of games have ended with the winning condition of rage quit.
I did rage quit a game.
Exactly.
Once. And you can't blame me for that. Because again, we got to the end of the game and the guy did not tell us in the rules what you had to do at the end of the game.
For scoring. We didn't tell us the right things.
So we had to actually have multiple times. Arboretum, okay.
Yeah.
That guy wasn't good at teaching.
Mm-hmm. But Arboretum wasn't a long game.
No. And then, because we played another game with him where we knew he didn't cover all the rules.
Yeah.
But when we played Flock, and the guy purposely didn't tell us
how to score,
that you had to feed the birds at the end of the game so you could score and all that. Yeah, that's when I rage quit. I literally got up and walked away from the table before I said anything or flipped the table. Yeah. I should have flipped the table.
In fairness, I had a person rage quit a game that has no winning condition. That was Pathfinder. But yep, those were our top 5 for the month of June. Like Doug said, leave those comments down below. We love to read them. Hello and welcome to Chocolate Cover Games monthly melt segment of Voted for June 2023. This month question that I posted to people
was very confusing, apparently.
I think people they don't like to read the whole question because they're idiots. I asked the people if you would take all of the cards out of every game.
If you combine all of your cards from all of your board games into a pile, not including CCG, TCG, and LCG, how much do you think that pile would weigh?
Yeah. And for people that don't know, TCG is
trading card game. CCG is collectible card game, and LCG is living card game. CCG is also chocolate covered games.
Yeah. Well, so they couldn't collect us. But I took out the 3 biggest things for cards, like people just own crates of Magic cards or crates of Pokemon. I just wanted people to have the cards from their board games. So I gave them, I believe, 7 options. I started at 5 pounds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 choices.
I gave them 11 choices because I went in increments of 5, from 5 pounds to
55 and above. So the one with the most was 55 and above.
Which I don't believe.
Then 5 pounds. And then it looked like a pretty close tie between 20 and 15. Then there was a smattering of everything else.
Yeah, I believe we had only like 57 people vote on this.
73 votes.
73 votes on this.
So somebody put between Red Dragon Inn, Mansions of Madness, and a few others. I'm already at max. Above 100 more, where's that option? Minis are heavy.
Yeah, I did reply to that guy, explain to him I'm not including minis.
I can't get anything else in here. The max end of the scale seems very low. A lot of people are going to hit that ceiling. Owning everything from Thunderstone Quest, Monster Hunter World would almost go over that. When a game is heavy ship, it's usually because of cards.
That statement is true.
Yeah.
But the way I see this, because I figured out the weight of a card, and I figured out, 5 pounds of cards is 1,500 cards. So at 50, that's 15,000 cards. And people are like, yeah, I just got 15,000 cards. Like, my all-in collection of Everdale, I think only has 300 cards, and it's heavy because it's in a brick.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, oh, this must be 22 pounds because I'm super weak.
We weighed. I have a 3,200 count box of baseball cards.
Mm-hmm.
We weighed that.
Mm-hmm.
And what did that come in at? That came in like 5 pounds, right?
Yeah.
For 3,200.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of cards.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that it does take a lot of cards to equal a lot of weight. It's just, when you have them together, you're like, this is heavier than what I think.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Now, granted, I know that the 3,200 count or the 5,000 count card boxes of my baseball cards are heavy because I move them a lot.
Mm-hmm. But then you weigh and you're like, wow, this is surprisingly less than what it feels like.
Well, the 3,200 count box especially,
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it weighs more,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just, I think, because it's a little smaller and more compact.
Yeah.
Now would I go and pick up like 6 of my 5,000 count boxes at once? No.
Yeah. It's an unruly shape. The weight's not
disproportional.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think amount of cards to weight is a very odd thing to think about weight wise.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, yes, if you have like everything Dominion,
you're still not hitting the 50. You're probably up in like the 30s.
No, but if you have like everything Dominion, everything DC Deck Builder, everything
Marvel Legendary,
then
I can see you getting up there close.
Everything Ascension.
It's because those seasonal boxes are like 3 seasons, and the boxes are only like that big. So you're talking 3, 6.
There's still a lot of cards. It adds up. And
so you're falling into that trap of people. No, I have one brick of.
No, but I'm saying if you'd have all that together.
Yeah.
What's the other one like all that with the star?
Star.
The outer space one.
Star Realms.
Yeah, Star Realms. If you'd have all that, if you had nothing but like deck builders.
Yeah, I mean,
if you had all of Baseball Highlights 2045.
I still think you're thinking it would weigh more than what it would in your head, just because it's a lot.
Well, you'd be in like the 15-pound range.
I think about the 10.
No, I mean, because look at all the cards for DC Deck Builder.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the cards for Legendary.
I meant just for like Baseball Highlight.
No, I'm talking if you have all that,
the other stuff, yeah.
All the Dominion.
Yeah.
You're going to get up there. Mm-hmm. But you'd have to have nothing but games with are only cards, and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
I just think people are dumb when it comes to figuring out weights for stuff. And I just think, if people would realize, because I think maybe they thought if they would have had the cards with the boxes, because like the one person said, my minis are heavier, like,
yeah. Well,
people were adding other things into this.
Yeah. You just have to take the cards out. Think baseball cards. And then you store baseball cards. That's the easiest thing.
I'm surprised no one came up to me and be like, my sleeved copy of this game that I have triple sleeved is super heavy. Well, no, it's triple sleeved. My version of Marvel Legendary that I have in screw downs, every single card is heavy.
Yeah.
It takes up one room in our house for these screw downs.
Those screw downs ruin the cards.
Well, whatever the new ones are.
But I never did screw downs.
Yeah, what are they called? 2-touch or 1-touch?
1-touch.
Yeah.
1-touch everything.
Yeah, I've 1-touched my whole set of cards.
Yep, be expensive. You could never shuffle your deck.
You had to do like the Vegas shuffle.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, good question, stupid people. Maybe don't.
Well, no, it was could have been worded a little better, I think. And the problem was you gave too many choices.
Well, if I would have been like 50, 100.
Well, no, because we we knew what, a 3,200 count box of baseball cards weighed.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you think went and weighed a 3,200 count baseball card box?
Oh, they could have weighed one of their things.
Nobody went and did that and voted.
Which is the problem with voters today.
So the question didn't work well with people who were just thinking, because again, you're gonna think high.
Mm-hmm.
You already think, okay, I have a box of Dominion with 7 of the expansion boxes in it. And then if, let's say, it was like that guy we played with that one time who had that trunk.
Mm-hmm.
He's adding in the weight of that trunk probably when he lifts it up.
Yep, because that's the game to him.
So overall, the question wording didn't help the answers. And the number of choices you gave was way too many. You should have stopped at like 20.
Well, no, because then everyone would complain, like, 20 pounds, my one game weighs that much.
Well, then that would have been the top one instead of 55, where it doesn't make sense.
Well, because
again,
I wanted 50 as an option, but I didn't want to go 50 plus, so I had to go one step above.
But again, at that, you would have needed 10 of the 3,200 count boxes. Nobody has that many cards.
According to you, there's somebody that all they play is deck builders and owns everything for
that
them.
would be the only way to get there. So overall, it wasn't that good of a question for this one.
Wait until next month's question, where I say if you add up every single page of your rule books, what's the final number count?
Yeah.
Like page wise. People are like, you didn't give me a high enough choice.
Well, we have lots of games where the rules are on the back of the box lid.
So that counts as one page.
So it's not a page.
If I break
it's a box lid.
If I break it and shuffle into paper,
it's still not a page.
Mm-hmm. Tell that to the internet.
So, hello and welcome to Chocolate Covered Games' monthly melt segment of Backed for June of 2023. This is where Tim gives 3 games that he backed, because I never asked him to back any games. And I'm pretty sure that there's nothing on here that I wanted.
I think you wanted the third one.
I'm pretty sure nope, because Tim backs like every game out there.
I haven't backed in like 3 months now, which is bad for this segment in the future. So the first game I backed for this segment, funded on April 24th, 2018. Their goal was originally $5,000. They reached $55,000. It is from Mayday Games, one of the few Mayday games we own. And this one is Rescue Polar Bear Data and Temperature. Rescue Polar Bear is a terrific game.
It's a sad game.
No, well,
if you don't win, it's a sad game.
I don't think it's sad because the bears are stupid in it. Every time they're left alone, they make more bears. And they don't understand that their land is going into the ocean.
Melting.
Well, that's going into the ocean. Yeah. So it's really on them.
The quality of the pieces in this game are really good. All the little polar bears are great.
I have heard the newer versions, they replaced the little porcelain pieces with little wooden pieces, unfortunately.
I like what we have.
Yeah.
The ships are nice. It is one of my top 100 games. I think it might be in my top 20. I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's a great game.
I think they also renamed it just to Rescue Polar Bear. I think they dropped the data and temperature.
Yeah. But definitely a good game. If you have not played Rescue Polar Bear's Data and Temperature, check it out. Even just for the cute little polar bear pieces.
Yep. Bear pulls?
Bear pulls, yeah. They'd be polar bear pulls.
Yep. The next game finished April 30th, 2018. Its goal also was $5,000. It reached $13,000. This is Green Couch Games. Have any idea which one this is? We only own 2 Green Couch games.
So my guess is Ladder 29.
Is that no? That's
Green Couch.
Okay, so we own 3. This is Filler.
Okay.
The game where you own
I think Ladder 29 is Green Couch. Maybe not.
Is a game where you own a little pastry shop, and on the cards do multiple things. They give you a time for how long they take to make, which is also your bidding time to get your ingredients.
Yeah.
has the ingredients on the bottom, and then in the middle it gives you the recipe. So you collect cards for their ingredients, and then you flip them upside down to show that you're using them for the ingredients to make other recipes, and then the recipes you make have points on them, and it goes on until I believe the deck runs out.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know I've played this, but I don't remember much about it. But Green Couch does make good little games.
Mm-hmm. Now we came to my favorite segment, the Doug Beatty Game He Wanted segment. This funded on May 2nd of 2018. Their goal was 2.5 thousand. They reached their final tally was 219,000. So they destroyed their goal by quite a lot.
So that means it was a good game.
It's from Road to Infamy, and it is Crypt.
This was you wanted this.
I didn't want Crypt.
Yeah, you did.
I'm pretty sure this was you.
No,
Doug's misremembering this, but
no, because it's not my style or look of a game.
a filler game is not your style of game.
No, but it wasn't one I would have picked.
For Crypt, the whole thing is the king has died, and you are one of his 12 kids, and each kid has their own ability.
I don't remember much about this.
And there's treasures. They're upside down, and you have the option. The first one in order has the option of taking a card or not taking it, and the next person has to decide. And then they go down the line, and if they don't take the card, it gets flipped over. And that person can take that treasure or take the upside down one, or they move along.
It's been so long since we played this, I don't remember.
Then there's always one more treasure than there is people playing. So whatever treasure isn't taken is thrown into the crypt. And in the end, the goal is to have the most out of everybody, including the crypt itself. Yeah. So the crypt could have 80 points, and you could have 60, but you could still lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crypt is a fun little filler game.
I don't remember anything about it.
It's one of the first games I can really remember where it uses the box that you play in it as part of the function, because that's the Crypt. All the cards that you don't use get thrown in there.
I just don't remember.
Yeah, that was a fun little game. You should think about playing it. But that was.
Well, I know I've played it.
That was June's month for Backed this year. For this month.
Yeah.
Let us know down below if you have backed any of these games or played them. I believe one of them has to be big. Crypt was big by what I said.
Well, Polar Bear.
Polar Bear's been big.
Rescue Polar Bears.
Filler would probably be the smallest one of the three, I would say.
Rescue Polar Bears is by far the biggest of the three.
Yeah. So let us know.
Both in size and in popularity.
Yeah. So let us know in the comment below if you've played any of the threes. What's your thoughts on them?
And if you're backing anything right now, what are you backing? Hello, and welcome to Child Covered Games Off Topic for the month of June 2023. So this month
for this year.
This year, I get to pick the off topic. So what I decided to pick, Tim's trying to guess what I picked that I'm going to talk about. He figured I'd just hold up our dog and shake the dog and be like, this is our dog.
I'm sure our dog would love to be on camera.
Or this is the cat. Here's our cat. It doesn't act like a dog.
Yep. I don't think the cat would want to be on camera.
But what I decided is June has the longest day of the year.
Okay.
And the days get longer up to this point. Actually, it should be this week that we're filming.
Next Thursday, I think, is the equinox.
I thought it was this Wednesday.
It's Thursday or Wednesday?
Well, it's coming up very shortly. This video will have been out by then. Mm-hmm. Versus, you get to December where you have the shortest day of the year. So, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the longer days or the shorter days?
Shorter.
Why do you prefer shorter days?
Because longer days, I have to do things like go outside and cut down Timothy hay and paint decks and I don't know.
Well, you do none of those, so.
What are you talking about? I gotta paint tomorrow because it's gonna rain on and off the rest of the week.
But you're not cutting down hay.
Well, that's because there's no hay up right now.
And we don't do that anyway. Somebody else does that.
Luckily, I dodged that bullet. but shorter days.
And why shorter days?
Less sun to get into your eyes. Less skin cancer.
So you like it when it gets dark at like 4 o'clock?
No. I love it when it's light till like 9, but I worry about people with like melanoma. I'm concerned for those people. What? Can I not be concerned for people?
Well, no. So you like it when it's sun out till 9.
Yes.
But you prefer shorter days.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
Hey, if our days could be short but sunny, absolutely. If they could be like, hey, the day's done, it's going down at, like, Alaska has it perfect. Alaska goes months where there's no sun, and then months where there's nothing but sun. They figured it out. Either on or off. No middle ground.
Yep. Because that doesn't screw with everybody.
Well,
the animals and...
Those animals have lived there for their entire generations. They're used to that. There's not like a wolf that wakes up one day up there and like, be like, where'd the sun go? Is it never not going to come back?
Well, if it's a newborn when it's light...
It will learn from the other wolves in this scenario.
Yeah, no, I think I prefer fall where, it gets dark at like 6 o'clock. In that 6 to 7 time period. Not yet where it's dark at like 4 o'clock. Not yet where it's sun to like 9.
Yeah, because once it gets to like dark at 4, it really messes you up. Like, man, it's time for bed. It is 5:12 in the afternoon.
And even I don't mind that necessarily.
I'm assuming you don't like longer days because it means working at the park.
Well, partly. But it also means it's hot out.
Well, yeah.
Because it's summer. No, I like that. I guess I'm more of the... I like where it's 12 hours of each, or maybe like 10 hours of sun, 14 hours of dark. I'm in that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 12, 11.
If the world could have a dimmer switch, where it didn't go like dark, but it was never super sunny.
Live in a city.
Well, no, I meant like if the sun was at like 30 degrees, 30% less bright.
No.
Just constant. And the moon was 30%
well,
brighter.
No, because I like dark because of stars and everything.
There's nothing good that happens in the dark besides like muggins and stabbings.
So, with longer days, again, and you have the time changes, so that throws in...
And I thought we were done with time changes now.
No.
Yeah, I think we had our last ever one.
I don't think.
Yeah, the government, like, the last...
No. We still change in Pennsylvania.
You are incorrect.
So that plays a role in it, too.
You can look that up when you get internet again.
Of length of day and what time it's sun and dark. But I think I prefer almost 50-50, light and dark versus... where it's sunnier all day or sunnier most of the day.
I will say there's one thing that's backwards for the seasons. For length of day.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, you have a lot of fireworks. Those should be moved to like the fall and winter. Because they're like, we're setting off fireworks at 11 p.m. when it gets dark. In like the winter time, you can be like, we're setting off fireworks at like 6 in the afternoon.
Fun fireworks in winter when it's cool and crisp. Look great.
Exactly.
That's why the ones for Groundhog Day always look amazing.
But we always foolishly do them during the summer.
Well, that's when the holidays are that celebrate with fireworks.
You don't need a holiday for fireworks. Look at minor league baseball where they're like, it's Friday night firework night.
Yeah.
Where their holiday is it's just Friday.
Well, you can't have a hockey team going, it's Firework Friday. Unless you're shooting them off in the building.
You could. Well, no. You get the little drones that will soon replace everything. You have them fly up over the rink.
Again, you won't see it if they're outside.
No, like inside.
That's the only way you'd do it. I am going to a drone show in September. They're replacing the fireworks with drones, so I'm excited to see that.
And half of the NHL season does take place outside nowadays because everybody wants an outdoor game.
No, they've cut that back, thankfully.
But when they are outside, they firework like crazy.
Well, that, yeah. And the NFL has fireworks.
Yeah.
And so, but what do you like? Do you like more sun, or do you like more nighttime? Do you like that winter time where there's less sun throughout the day? Let that down in the comments. If there's something you want us to talk about, put that down in the comments. But make sure you hit the thumbs up and the like button.
And do one of those again.
Yep, just do one. If you hit it twice, do it a third time so it counts. But like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
I'll share the video. It does help. And as always, stay sweet.